Well, we're back this week with a versus week. Last week it was the Spanish El Clasico, Real Madrid and Barcelona. This week it's Arsenal and Spurs. And Spurs is here over on the Sorted Out SI channel. We've recreated Ange Postecoglu's 4-3-3 for his Tottenham Hotspur 23-24 season. What's going on there, guys? Kempi here and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video here over on Sorted Out SI. I hope you guys are having a very nice start to your week. It's been mentally hot this weekend as I record this. I hope you had a nice weekend, but we're here today for FM 23 Tactics, and today's tactic is Ange Postecoglu. If you didn't see it yesterday on my own channel, we've done Arteta's 3-2-4-1 for the 23-24 season, and on Wednesday will be an Arsenal rebuild, and on Thursday here will be the Tottenham Hotspur rebuild. So it's going to be a great couple of days. Make sure you're subscribing to both channels, but without further ado, let's get right into it. Spurs, honestly, a much more difficult team to do well with than I expected. I actually looked through their team and was gobsmacked at how poor it was. Now, I have made a few signings for this sort of, test with Ange Postecoglu. I brought in Mickey van der Ven. He's heavily linked in real life, a fantastic, young, very, very fast centre-half. Guillermo Vicario looks to have joined from Empoli. James Maddison looks more likely to come to Spurs than anyone else. Tyrick Mitchell is a left-back I brought in. Now, from what I can see, Reguilon and Perisic are both leaving just Ryan Sessegnon at left back. So I imagine a left back is going to be needed, and the most realistic option I could think of, not that there's been many links, is Tyrick Mitchell. We've also brought in Kyogo Furuhashi and Rio Hatate from Celtic, both Japanese, played under Ange Postecoglu before. Neither of them played too much football at all this season, and both want to leave after a season. That's clearly because FM doesn't rate them very highly at all. You have seen we did come third in the Premier League, but when you look deeper into it, 86 points is a fantastic points tally for Tottenham Hotspur. 27 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses, a 53 goal difference. 3 points behind Manchester City and 6 points behind Liverpool. So obviously pushed them right to the very end, but clear of everyone else. Looks like United and Arsenal did have a fantastic season. Chelsea, another absolute stinker, and Newcastle again. That European football is an absolute killer. Sadly, didn't do very well in the FA Cup or Carabao Cup, but it would be nice to win them as well. But I have gone as realistic as I possibly could with the tactic on what I think Postecoglu is going to bring to this Tottenham Hotspur team. He's a very high-pressed manager with quite, different views on football with inverted wing-backs and stuff. So we'll get right into that. But it's 2.42 goals per game on average, considering just 1.03. And the tactic itself, like I said, I've done a few signings, but when looking through this team, I was shocked at how poor it really was. Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro as an inverted wing-back on support at right-back. Outrageously attacking fullback. Not sure how much Postecoglu will rate Pedro Porro. Again, no links at right back from what I can see. So it looks like we Porro, Romero. Dyer seemed to play more games than Mickey van der Ven. He hardly got a look in, even though he looks absolutely fantastic on this FM. He didn't really get a look in, so shame that Eric Dyer and Romero was the back two, with Mitchell at left back playing the majority of games. Yves Bissouma played more games than Højbjerg in DM, with Bentancur and Maddison just in front of them. Kulusevski, Son and Kane were the front three. Just quite shocked, to be honest. The front three is strong. Maddison's a top 6 player. Bentancur's fantastic. Basuma was awful last season. I just sort of thought Spurs were better than this, but maybe they aren't as good as I thought they were. The actual team to go through with instructions then is a sweeper keeper and support in goal with ease off tackles. We've got an inverted wing back at right back if it allows me to click onto him, which it won't, so we'll have to go to the left back with durable less and get further forward. The right wing back is the exact same. 2 ball playing defenders, both with neither on any instructions. A DM on support just in front with more direct passes and tackle harder. A central midfielder on support just in front with move into channels, close down more and tackle harder. And a Mezzala on attack on the left of them with draw more and run wide with the ball. I think this actually suits James Maddison very, very well. 13 goals and 9 assists in this sim, with Spurs playing 39 games, 12 goals in the Premier League. A much sort of improved James Maddison this season, which is great to see. Heung-min Son on the left-hand side as an inside forward on attack with roam from position and sit narrower, and Kulusevski on the right with roam from position, sit narrower. Also an inverted winger this time on attack. Now, from what we could see at the Celtic tactics and everything that I've seen from players, from FM people who have made sort of Postecoglu tactics, they're wingers. Kulusevski and Son are not wingers. They are both certainly inverted wingers, so they're just going to have to... I think Postecoglu will change that to them being inverted, which means possibly Porro and Mitchell will be more inverted, more so actually outside wing-backs. It's quite a difficult thing to try and predict, but that's why I quite enjoy doing these sort of 23-24 tactics. And then a complete forward attack up front with Harry Kane, shoot more often and tackle harder. I imagine Kane is going to stay at the club. I don't think United are going to go in for him. I don't think he'll move abroad either. So Harry Kane at Spurs for one more season looks extremely likely. A positive mentality has been set. In possession, I've got it on shorter passing, pass into space, low crosses, be more expressive, slightly higher tempo and fairly wide. In transition, take short kicks, counter and distribute to the centre-backs. And out of possession, it's a higher defensive line, high press and pressing much more often. He is a very high pressing manager. So, you know, as much as I do always say go on standard, for as realistic as possible to make a Postecoglu tactic, that has to be on higher. But if you are conceding too many goals, like to be honest with Spurs, we probably did concede too many goals. Just drop that back to being a standard defensive line and he should be okay. It'd be quite interesting to see. I guarantee we scored the most goals in the entire season, which we did on 92, but conceded the fourth most on 39. So, you know, it sort of swings and roundabouts. If you're trying to make a realistic manager, then this is what we've done. Third on most shots for, 6th on most shots against as well. And obviously we've not just tested with Spurs. We've also tested with result team Celtic to see how we get on in Scotland, and also recently promoted Darmstadt in Germany to see what this tactic is like with a rock bottom team. Well, if you guys can, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the Sort It Out SI channel as well. It helps everyone massively. Come over to Kempi XI as well. We've got an Arteta 3-2-4-1 that come out yesterday. We've got the Arsenal rebuilds. We've got the Spurs rebuild here. And that's going to be happening every single week. A little battle like a Milan derby, a tier-side derby. It's going to be great fun. We're going to do all of the derbies. So make sure you're subscribing to both channels. And like I said, I did do also with Celtic. We won the Scottish Cup. We won the Premier Sports Cup. And obviously, we were top of the whole entire season of the Cinch Championship with 102 points, 33 wins, 3 draws and 2 losses coming to St Mirren and to Dundee. An 89 goal difference with Kyogo getting 32 goals. Callum McGregor, nearly said Conor McGregor, with 23 goals. Callum McGregor on a 7.68 average rating. Furuhashi on 7.64. Jota on a 7.4 rate. Jota and McGregor with 16 and 12 assists as well. And Tom Heatwan was the goalkeeper for Celtic here. Interesting because Butland went in real life. Another United goalkeeper. And the squad, obviously this screen sadly is bugged. But Furuhashi overall getting 43 goals and 7 assists. Jota with 18 and 18. Callum McGregor with 27 goals and 15 assists in that Mezzala on attack role. He had a fantastic season. So this tactic can really get you some awesome results there. Data hub wise, 3.13 goals per game, conceding 0.79. And just to show you a few of these results, going back to the start of the season, our first 4 games were 5-0, 9-0, 5-1, 4-1. So the tactic works very, very well. A 7-1, a 5-2. We lost 3-1 to Liverpool, lost 3-1 to Marseille. A few sort of draws and 1-0 wins brings the goal difference down massively. A pretty bad spell here of 3 games rolling to the Dundee and St Mirren back-to-back. So either an injury or something must have happened there. But then you got 7-0, 7-2, 5-0, 6-2. 8-0 against Motherwell in the quarter-final of the Scottish Cup, and a fantastic end to the season as well. I mean, yeah, a very, very strong tactic, and obviously Celtic are expected to do very well, and I'd be disappointed if we didn't have the most goals. 119. You can see you actually were second on conceded. That is because of the higher line. You drop that back, you'll definitely do better there. 64% possession is very strong. We had the most shots for as well, and points per game was good as well. Obviously, we won the league. We also tested with Darmstadt as well. I thought it'd be interesting to see what it was like with a team predicted to come bottom of the Bundesliga. If you look into the season preview as well, we were level on bottom with Hanover, who ended up getting 17 points. So a very, very good season. We were meant to get, 17, 18 points. We ended up getting 45 points. Coming top goal scorer with Philip Tietz. Nearly said Tietz. Philip Tietz is the top goal scorer. Did an absolute blinder this season. But we have come mid-table in the Bundesliga. Secured them safety, which is fantastic. Werder Bremen got relegated and the Europa League football next year. So they're going to have great fun. But yeah, data hub-wise, again, conceding too many goals. If you do want to just use this tactic you don't want an exact recreation of Postecoglu. Just change that defensive line from a higher line to a standard line and you'll be absolutely fine. Goals coming from all over the place. Again, it's a little bit bugged because of the way we started in the San Marino save. But yeah, very, very good season. 41 goals over the 2 seasons for Teats, but obviously 27 in the Bundesliga is extremely, extremely impressive. That has been the Ange Postecoglu test. Make sure you're subscribed and Sorted Out SI. Come over and subscribe to Kempi. Subscribe to Shadow Striker / Anders as well. Like the video. Comment down below on who you want to see next, and we'll speak to you next time.